Alrighty. Hello. Sorry about that. I know it's been a good while. Been about a week. Yeah. Fudge. Hold on. Water will help. Alrighty. Hello, Twitch. Um, hello, Internet. Actually, I forgot I was also uploading these to YouTube. It's been a week. I haven't done anything. It's kind of ironic. I actually got sick um Tuesday and the Wednesday. So actually kind of funny. I decided to not stream. So let me So a few things to go over real quick. First off, this game was called Echo. This was a game I saw on the PlayStation Store. Um, it looked really interesting. It was made by an indie developer called Ultra Ultra that is currently defunct, which I'm sorry to say because this game looks really neat. So make sure we sound good before I continue. All right. Whoa. The fudge. That is. Sorry about that. So I'm using the left thumbstick to move her eye around, and it actually takes me through the menu. That is. And I can blink with X. Wow, that is interesting. Sorry, I just had dinner, so I just had gloop in my throat. But yeah, so this game looks really interesting. Um, it's about 6 hours, 6.5 hours to do the uh, the main story. So the flesh and soul shall enter a palace to yeah.
All our songs were about it. A magical place of life without end. A palace of untold wonders. But only for the worthy. So our lives were desperately dedicated to qualify. Pinpoint perspective on the great reward. Only I never wanted to go. Those words alone could mean death. So when I ran, I knew it meant never stopping to catch my breath. If I wanted to live. And so it was. Yet here I am. The place I spent my whole life escaping. I feel like shit.
Of course you do. Your wound has healed. The pain is from the stasis and will pass within a week. The nausea will linger, probably intensify when you start to realize that more than 100 years have passed. Everything you knew is gone. This is not another one of your running away from home excursions. Your grandfather won't send someone to pick you up this time. That's all gone now.
So you decided not to like me. But you've had a century to plan what to say, and that's it? How about you screwed up the best deal we ever had, or you come waltzing in here giving orders, or even Foster died because of you, you stupid bitch. I don't like me much either. But I can fix this. I can bring him back.
Okay. Interesting. Like the character building there, and they're trying to set up a story prior to, and I like that. It's like something happened before, there was a life and she lost it, and
I don't know how you hope to achieve that, little miss, but I suggest you start your efforts by laying back down. Loss of motor skills is common even for experienced long haulers, which I suspect you are not.
I suppose you had a long time to mull things over. Nothing I can say will change your mind.
So yeah, I did a little research with this game. I don't normally, but this game really grabbed my attention. That's it. This game was made by a defunct game company called Ultra Ultra. I never even heard of them. I didn't even know they existed. This game came out back in 2017. Upon researching what games came out around that time, one of those was Badoo Prep. I forgot the name of the game, but it was a popular game, and it was the second in the sequel, and I understand. Um, Unfortunately, the habits a lot, bad timing and bad release dates can really wreak havoc on a game and its popularity, and like, if it's ever heard of or recognized. And unfortunately, this was the only game that Ultra Ultra ever made, and it looks phenomenal. Interesting. The game is when I get into the palace, it's focused around me making decisions and how I want to go through the palace.
So where is he?
He? Oh, you mean the cube? Yes, I had a very good look at that while you were asleep. I think you're in for a disappointment. Nothing suggests any sentience. No interface to access the thing, nor any reason to do so. There's nothing in there. It's just a pretty cube.
If we knew how to operate it, we wouldn't have had to come here. This is how I see it. You don't answer to my orders, and yet you took us this far, so clearly I'm not the only one hoping that I can achieve something. I can work with that.
Not hope. Respect. For Foster. God knows why, but he wanted me here. The stupid lighter proves it. I suspect staying wasn't even an option, considering how you stumbled on board covered in blood, demanding departure a week ahead of schedule.
Yeah. Respect, then. That'll work, too.
And But yeah, like this game, it really seemed like an interesting idea, and beyond just it looking nice, I mean, there's a lot of little things like for a game to be good, for me personally, it goes beyond looking good or sounding good. It's the little things that like her holding her hand up to the light. Like it's that little thing. It's just like, oh, that's cool. They didn't have to do that, but they went that extra mile. And unfortunately, a mass majority of people do not appreciate a game that looks this nice. Now, I'm not saying this game wasn't a highly reviewed. This game had excellent scores, and again, it's a shame that the company went belly up because they could have rivaled, you know, some of the bigger contenders in my eyes. Rose Leslie, Nick Bilton, London. Game level designer Martina Hedgreen. Lead programmer Robin Mullen. Programmer Vincent Badin. Character artist Scoream Bitch. Environment and shader artist Juki Hargshong. Animator Mads Herman Johansson. Music, God, Jerk Nyman. I gotta pronounce these names. So I'm assuming this cube holds the soul of somebody I lost. I'm assuming that much. And that's why it said, oh, there's no signs of life in it. That's why she's here. Is to try and resurrect this person that died, possibly a father or loved one.
I need a suit. I don't see anything but ice.
It's not ice. I don't know that we can even trust what we see. This whole planet eluded detection until about a week ago. No visual cues, no gravitational pull, nothing. Even with the exact coordinates, I nearly missed it.
We're looking for a palace.
Why am I not surprised?
Give it a rest, will you? Can you see any structures on the planet?
You're looking at it. It's all one big structure, planet-wide. No palace, though. I'm guessing it's some corporate state's illegitimate mining project from the pre-requisition rush. That would explain the heavy clouding measures. The planet is most likely depleted of all resources. An empty shell. Hope the old man didn't pay too much for the coordinates.
You have no idea. Just get me down there. I'll go see for myself.
Be right back. I want to make sure my everything's running. I'll stutter. I'll be able to keep an eye on the.
You should get off the surface too.
What a strange place. It's impressive, really.
I'll keep an eye on my frame rate.
I'm enabling the suit's assist mode to compensate for your inexperience.
There's something here. It must be some sort of release mechanism. Did you hear that? It's definitely doing something.
Like an elevator.
Look, there's an opening down there. It's too far to jump, though.
The suit will soften your landing if charged sufficiently.
And if not?
It will stop you from leaping. The suit reads your intentions from your synaptic activity and receives commands from your voice or eye movements. A bit archaic, but Foster trusted that suit with his life.
Cutting edge doesn't go well with space travel. The Jennifer alone with the suit and antique.
It's not the suit's performance that worries me.
Okay, so we got cell meter tube. Stores energy in cells. The cells meter visually your total capacity and current charge. Massive triangles are charged. Hollow triangles are empty. Cell codes. Well, I'll figure it out. Everything cost to use.
It's falling apart. It all looks strangely warped. I wonder how long it's been here.
A composite like that should last forever, but it all looks ready to crumble.
It must be ancient.
I already got it. We're good. Can't descend there.
This place was made for humans. It's not just a machine line.
Most digs have a basic infrastructure if human presence should be needed. Probably also rudimentary living quarters. Doesn't mean anyone was ever here, though.
Gramps believed the place to be untouched by humans. A palace built by long-lost technology, patiently awaiting its first human inhabitants. And you figure this is no more than a bootleg mining operation. Got to appreciate the contrast.
I generally lean towards plausible explanations. Your grandfather, well, everything he believed in he made up himself.
I don't know about that. He had the coordinates right.
Look around you. This obviously isn't a palace.
Your man might have gotten some aesthetic details wrong, but he wasn't the kind of person who'd risk everything without some kind of proof.
I really wouldn't get my hopes up.
How do I turn down the volume on the commentary track?
You are overconfident. Immature people often are. You should be taking notes every time I open my mouth.
Can I like really run, please? Apparently not. Okay.
Slippery.
Slippery.
What exactly are these structures then? Have you seen others like them since you're such an expert?
I've had my fair share of halls based on wild speculation. It doesn't matter if it comes from desperate need or delusions of grandeur. There's never anything there but bitter disappointment.
Was this with Foster?
Before Foster.
I got the feeling you two have been together for ages.
I've been crisscrossing the spur for 1,000 years. Foster was with me for a century and a half.
Well, it's like a dead end over there.
If you've only been with Foster for a century and a half, you hardly knew him at all. I mean, we've been traveling together for a century, and we only just met.
100-year haul is quite the extreme. Foster's longest was 16. I knew him plenty.
He trusted you, and said that I could too. That you would help me.
Foster didn't leave me much choice. You don't mess up a job for your grandfather and then team up with the person you were sent out to get in the first place.
You could have just handed me back.
You really are naive.
I think you're doing this because you believe there's a chance to get your friend back.
You're so caught up in your homemade religion that you're oblivious to common sense. I warned Foster about you resourcefuls. Best not to deal with your kind.
Why did you then? Get involved, I mean.
Foster disagreed. And gold makes for a powerful argument.
This is so weird. Am I talking? I'm trying to take this all in. It's just so
There
interesting.
must be a way inside them now. That looks like some kind of landing bay.
It looks like nothing of the sort.
You know, you're nothing like I expected from a friend of Foster's. Such an odd team.
An old rescue vessel from the Requisition and a man without a past. None of our marks knew what hit them. And then we were gone. The stuff we pulled off. You wouldn't believe it.
I believe it. I was one of your jobs.
A thieving rich kid with a gambling problem hardly qualifies. I got the brief. Not much of an extraction, really. No one giving a shit about you where you dug down. Only challenge Foster could see was that your grandfather wanted you to willingly hand back whatever it was you stole from him.
You're wrong about everything. Even Foster.
I seriously doubt that I am. He was good, Foster. Always had his eye on the ball. You may think you knew him, that he felt sorry for you, but he would never let that happen. I don't know what went wrong that night, why Foster died, but I'm sure you don't understand much of it either.
Sorry, I didn't mean to threaten your romance.
Cute.
Oh,
Finally, something. It's stuck. I need some force. Does the gun pack any punch? Wow, I like it.
I'm taking the gun offline to preserve energy.
I'm not bored. I'm just tired.
I'll be damned. Are you getting all this?
I'm with you.
He was right. It all looks completely untouched.
You were right about the palace. What's the plan now?
We get Foster back, and then we leave.
I was hoping for something more specific.
I suppose we're looking for some sort of apparatus like the one Gramps had.
Would that be the Soul Sucker?
I'll know it when I see it.
Even if you did find the thing, this place is dead. What mythic technology might be here is now useless.
We just need to power her up. Tell her that we're here. I can feel this is going to work out just fine.
Yeah, this is not gonna work out, but
Hello? Anyone home? I'm moving down. There must be some sort of power below the halls.
it's so weird. I mean, I know it's gonna happen. It's just like this is a really interesting right now. Like, what's going on? The oh, it's a mirror. Yeah, that's not good. I can finally get a look on myself. I know what I look like, but it was hard to get a. There's mirrors. This is part of what's going to make copies, I'm assuming, or it's to kind of hit home about, you know, what's gonna happen. The only thing I know I'm not going to do is I'm not going to use violence. I do not want to fight anything.
I recognize these. They look like the stone faces at the gates between the garden terraces. Maybe it's a door of some sort. We called them gatekeepers. They were supposed to make us ponder if we were worthy to pass.
You're not getting through without power, and this place is dead.
Anyone home? Anyone home? Hello? Anyone home? Hello? Hello? Anyone home? Anyone home? Anyone home? Anyone home? Look at that. It's a voice.
It looks like a tuning fork.
Yes, obviously. The resourcefuls call them voices. Strike them and let the true tone interfere to find clarity and enlightenment.
Ah, of course.
What does that mean?
The suit detects a pattern to the sound, and the decryption is kicking in.
Anyone home?
So weird.
Hello? Anyone home?
Sorry, I'm just so enthralled in this. This is so interesting. And nothing's even happening, but just like the fact we're in outer space, the fact that I've traveled 100 years from Earth, I'm assuming Earth, and there's this planet-sized palace. It's going to make copies
That
of
door is
me.
different.
Try to kill me.
I bet that's an activation mechanism for the door. Hello?
Yes, I'm not bored. I'm just really tired. I was already kind of tired before I started. Unfortunately.
This is meaningless. Foster is dead. Some things just cannot be undone. Think about it. If you could capture the souls of the dead in a cube, and then bring the person back to life, surely it would be a huge industry.
It's not like that. I know for a fact that he's in there.
I have wondered how you came to believe that, but I doubt that I'll agree with your reasoning. You resourcefuls are too far removed from reality to make sense. You've seen nothing but the bought and paid for fairy tale designed by your grandfather.
Well, the reality of my fairy tale upbringing was that it was all about this place. No, even before that, my genes. Grant spent centuries creating his resourcefuls, carefully picking potential from the gene pool. We were created to come here, and this feels very real to me.
wanted to play like 6 hours, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
Now, these I know. We had rings exactly like them in the gardens.
The suit detects a small gravity charge inside the scepter.
Perhaps it can power the big door. The pedestal looks like the activation mechanism.
Just out of curiosity, what's the higher meaning of keeping scepters displayed inside huge rings made of gold? It does seem a bit much, even if you are filthy rich.
The rings were not for show. They are part of our training.
Oh, and you do what exactly? Step inside and feel wealthy?
Not quite. The rings spin up, and the challenge is to get out in one piece. At first, staying in there is the only sane thing to do. But as the hunger comes, the rhythm of the spinning starts to sink in. At some point, you realize that starving eats away at your chance of making it out. Then the leap. No wait too long.
Right. You almost had me going there for a while.
Am I going back this way? There's no directional thing with this game. It's all a guessing game.
By the way, I don't know if you noticed that there were no other exits from this pit than the big door. How I hope the scepter will magically make it open.
It will work.
Must be nice always feeling that the world will act in your favor. It doesn't, though. My guess is that you will learn this momentarily.
Let me guess, it won't work. And he'll be like, see, I told you, and it will work.
Now, let's see.
Nothing. What a shock. Looks like you might be joining Foster after all, just not the way you imagined.
I don't get it. What Gramps did to hundreds of resourcefuls for this? I saw it the day I came to you. The subject lies down on a marble surface with a strange silver pattern. And the silver unfolds, pierces the skin, and slithers inside. In about half an hour, it consumes everything. And all that remains is an empty slab of marble and a newly formed cube.
No.
He called it the translation. The flesh and the soul shall enter the palace through separate doors. We said it 1,000 times, never realizing. I didn't catch Foster's soul in a magical cube. He was dying, and I translated him.
You killed him. The fact that your grandfather did unspeakable things doesn't prove he was right. That Foster can come back, that's insane.
It was the only chance we had, and believe me, I'm good at chances. I gamble for a living, remember? That's how I've stayed alive all these years after leaving the gardens.
Well, this time it didn't pan out. Look at you now.
You think I'm giving up?
See? Called it. I mean, game has to game, so I mean, didn't work. Who wanted to have a game? But it was kind of like, well, this is gonna happen because what else is gonna happen?
Do you see that? The dim glow.
The activation of the door must have triggered a chemiluminescent. Not uncommon for evacuation purposes.
Alright, so that's still locked. Yeah. Well, that's interesting looking. It's just like a dream.
This place is huge. This hallway alone could easily house all the resourcefuls that ever were.
You finding anything here without coordinates would be a miracle. I compared the quarters you're in now with the overall structure of the planet. The palace is everywhere, all the way to the core. Huge sectors separated by the outside structures you were in.
It's just so surreal feeling. Yeah. That just loaded. This is so interesting. Like, I'm like just enthralled in this. It's a shame this studio went out of business. Like, it's just so funky. Yeah. I'm just going in circles now.
I'm getting some local increases in energy emission.
Know what it is?
Can't tell. It's not radiation. One of them is close to your location. I'll pin it to your HUD.
I've got to give it to him, the old man. This place is spectacular.
Nothing but an infinite palace would suffice for you resourcefuls.
I wish you'd stop calling me resourceful.
It's what you are.
I had the training, but I never bought into Gramps' vision. I never wanted any of this.
Yet here you are.
I was 6 the first time I ran away. I hiked for weeks to see what was beyond the gardens. When I finally reached the wall, Gramps was there waiting for me. There's nothing out there but people living like animals, fighting to please their immediate needs and desires. They have no ambition, no perspective. Why fight to get the best out of the little time you have on Earth when you could be fighting to have much more? He went on about the wonders of the palace, but he had already lost me. All I could hear was the blood rushing in my veins. I wanted that. To fight for the here and now. I decided that I would do whatever it took to make that happen. So I went back with him, to follow the training, figuring I'd need it to get away. And I was good. He called me his prize. Before the turn, I ran, just shy of 15. I've been out for 7 years now. Not really what you'd call a running away from home excursion.
Not really, no.
London, you've got to believe me. Foster was a bloody mess and wouldn't have made it out alive. None of us would if I tried to escape with him like that.
He gave you the lighter, so he must have wanted me to take you here. But he would never buy into your grandfather's delusions. It's so far-fetched it almost makes me sick.
Okay, how am I getting over there? Yeah. Yuppity yup.
Is that a throne? Look. This must be it. It looks exactly like the thing that made the cube.
Something's not right. I'm picking up a whole load of anomalies.
London? Foster?
Let's see, I'm probably about done. I'm getting tired. I really want to play this like for a couple hours, but I was already getting tired at work, so I was like, this is not going to
Foster? Are you doing this?
Ben, I thought I lost you. Massive power surges are blazing through the outside structures, and the gravity climbing nearly tore me apart.
She's waking up.
More like malfunctioning. If those reaction veins cross... Wait, what's that? Something's wrong with your HUD.
I think it's the cube telling me where to go. It happened when I put it on my back.
Unlikely. The suit is hard-coded, and all blocks capped to the minimum. No room for adding to or altering the code.
See that? The suit's being enabled to interface with the palette. Maybe it's Foster trying to help.
Foster was many things, but not a systems physicist.
Why are you still denying that we have a chance? Everything around us is a marvel.
Everything around you is critically unstable. I think the whole place is malfunctioning. You should be getting out of there.
Look, I got a new waypoint, and it's a lot closer. Not that way, evidently.
okay. This is so weird.
Look at that. Did you see that? It charged my suit.
I don't know what sort of holographic phenomenon that was, but it was extremely compatible with the jewel retention system of your suit.
Look, there are more of them.
Power for your suit won't be a problem. The outside of the palace sectors burn red hot, but even inside the walls and floors I read a buildup of gravity charge.
Why would anyone need power on a scale like that?
I hope it's not part of the malfunction. Overcharging would be catastrophic.
Always seeing the bright side.
So is this tutorial like I'm gonna have to play?
This is bad, N. The palace system's shut down, but it's still charging. The jewel mass is nearing the Dirac child limit.
That felt horrible. I couldn't move.
It was a massive energy discharge. It must have made your suit brace.
The lights have stabilized.
The discharge kicked in system processes planet-wide, but it's producing a lot more energy than needed. Building up charge again. Another discharge.
There's air now. How is that possible?
I don't know. The chemical composition of the environment was altered in the blink of an eye. That must have been what the energy buildup was for.
This is weird, man.
What the? Flowers? They weren't here before the blackout, right?
No, they were not.
I guess it's part of the welcoming package. What's that?
Good question.
No, there are more of them.
Where? Hmm.
Everything is so neat. Weird how it scatters these chunks all over.
This is so weird.
What the? This one moves.
Worse, it's alive.
The sphere appears when humans or animals are detected in close proximity, but this...
No.
What are they? It can't be Foster, right? I mean, the palace did try to read the cube and then malfunctioned. This can't be the palace attempting to bring him back, right?
No matter the intent, that's not Foster. It's not sentient.
There's a lot of them.
What does that mean? I get color now.
The suit senses a threat. Yellow means that you might be noticed. Red means you're targeted.
Damn. Yellow means line of sight. Red means you're hunted. Orange, you're hunted but hidden. You can already see it looks like me. You can see the hair and the spot in the back where the cube would be. That's cool. That's it. It's like a really weird tutorial kind of thing going on. They're trying to explain everything.
They'll be walking soon. Are you still sure this is a good idea?
Good idea. I don't know what's going on. It's like a horror game.
I don't know what's most absurd. The palace populating itself with these grotesque hostiles, or you charging on like you'll be able to survive when they're fully evolved.
I never expected this to be easy.
I keep thinking they'll be behind me when I turn around.
What is this?
That's you, Hen.
But why would it build copies of me? It jumped me.
The red red spikes suggest that you won't survive another encounter like that.
I don't get it. Why would the palace copy and then attack the first human to arrive? It makes no sense.
The constant crashing indicates deep corruption. Those creatures must be part of that malfunction.
Getting her trigger to see or part of the support system is shown. So I have 2 hits then. I have the initial hit and I have the secondary hit while that's activated. Interesting. The person is how I want to play. I want to be able to sneak around them. I don't want to shoot them. I don't want to, you can like choke them out. I don't want to engage with them at all. Now they aren't like this. They become fully sentient and they try to actually hunt me down. Okay. No, it saw me. And then it indicated like that, which is interesting. The biggest thing in this game is that how you play, how if you're aggressive, they'll be aggressive. I'm assuming if you're stealthy, you know, like fighting is not what I want to do. Oh jeez.
I'm bringing the gun online. Each shot will kill as many as you can line up.
Costs us 1 cell though. But shooting is a bad idea because fighting him and killing him is not what I want to do. There we die. Yep. Alright, so they're getting used to how this all works. I do not want to fight them. Look, I'm already assuming if I start this now. I don't know. The male wants to teach me. Yep. This scene pushing only works so much.
I'm bringing the gun online. Each shot will kill as many as you can line up.
I'm out.
There's plenty of energy around you.
Crap. Okay, it's 2. Well. Jeez. I'm assuming it's still tutorial mode, and I don't want to continue that.
They're getting up.
Oh, come on. That's gonna happen a lot. Oh man, it took me all the way back here. Eh. I'm assuming it already made a save state, so let me just I'm assuming it made a save state right there. If it did, I'm gonna call it because I am getting tired and I cannot do this when I'm, you know, falling asleep. I should be right back to where that save state left me. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Alrighty, so going to call it here. Yeah, this is interesting so far. I would definitely keep playing this as I'm tired and I want to get some sleep. I have things to do tomorrow, unfortunately. So yeah. A few other things to go over. We are now at 51 followers, which is a big thing. So I found out my next door neighbor actually streams on Twitch, and she's actually a really big streamer, like making money and all that. Like, go figure. So I mean, yeah. So I followed her. She followed me. I mean, one guy I worked with learned I had a Twitch and he followed me, so yeah, 51. Like, I never thought this day would happen, and I would stay here. Like, so yeah, this is definitely interesting. Um, I would like to play this during the day tomorrow, but I cannot guarantee anything. I'm off the next 2 days, so. But I want to run to the store in the morning. I want to do some stuff done around the house, and laundry. Gotta do laundry. But yeah. So if we can get everything done in time, I will pick this up during the day and play it. Hopefully. All right. I want to thank everybody for watching, and yeah, I will see you guys later. Have a good one.